Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a weekly check-in reading for this week ahead. I just want to mention that before I start talking about each day of the week, I got to Saturday, which is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords hadn't come out just yet, but I had spotted that the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles both had like black backgrounds, okay? When I had like clocked that, that's where the Nine of Swords had come out also with another black background. So I just want to mention this, that, to me, black backgrounds in tarot often point towards deeper subconscious energy, things happening beneath the surface, those internal struggles, old wounds, shadow work, fears, thought patterns, things perhaps not fully being acknowledged as well, with the Justice being here. But yeah, so before I kind of go into each day, what I'm really noticing is this week feels difficult, I'm going to be honest, but it feels like becoming aware of what has been sitting in the background, influencing energy. Those thoughts, those fears, those doubts, the things that may have been carrying quietly as well. Because, it doesn't feel very nice. But because the Nine of Swords is reversed, what I'm seeing is actually more towards the end of the week. I am seeing that there is like this movement out of the dark mental space by the end of the week. So this definitely feels like a week of awareness, release and realignment. So an uncomfortable week, but a necessary week, my darling, to bring change, more positive change to your life. So Monday, this is focusing on what energy should you focus on this week. And you've got the Five of Pentacles. Now, the way that card came out is more kind of like leaning towards the right, okay? And to me, the way that I'm seeing that is like, I took it as straight away, like you're working on getting yourself out of this energy. Now, the Five of Pentacles, it can speak about hardship, isolation, struggle, lack, feeling unsupported, rejection, or going through a very difficult period, even bad health as well. And with the black background, this can deepen into feeling emotionally or mentally lost, suffering in silence, focusing as well so much on what feels absent, that support is actually being missed. Or there could be fears around security, worth, belonging and stability, my darling. So what I'm really questioning for this reading is, are you staying in this darkness because in some way it has become familiar, even though, support with the Six of Swords is nearby? Because the fives in tarot, fives are not permanent numbers. They represent change. So yes, this may be where you are, or some of you are right now, but that does not mean you have to stay this way. So to me, Monday feels like focusing on your mindset. What can you do to begin shifting yourself out of this energy? What support, with the Six of Swords being here, can you allow in? What thought patterns needs challenging, okay? Now, Tuesday is focusing on, what truth do you need to be honest with yourself about today? And you've got the Queen of Wands reversed. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this was a bugger to get out. When I was shuffling this card did not want to come out at all. And then when it finally came out, I saw it as the Queen of Wands reversed. I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Because this energy can often show up when unfortunately, when confidence has been knocked, okay? Now, the Queen of Wands reversed can be about dimming yourself, hiding yourself, playing small, lacking self-belief, that burnout, scattered energy, struggling to get organised, or simply losing trust in your own abilities, okay? Not a pleasant energy to be in. And because this card struggled to come out, what I'm noticing is that this may be a truth some of you already know, but perhaps haven't fully wanted to admit, okay? And what also stands out as well, I've moved the cards, but the way she was actually looking at the Five of Pentacles, now to me that feels like your confidence may have been affected by this heavier energy. Maybe that is because Five of Pentacles can represent, bad health, okay? So maybe there has been this burnout, and you're just depleted, you're drained. Maybe there is this very poor mental health, this disappointment, maybe setbacks. But this is still the Queen of Wands, okay? And when you're showing up as the Queen of Wands, you can make literally anything happen, regardless of your gender, okay? This is, she is powerful, magnetic, capable, and extremely creative, okay? So to me, the truth here feels like recognizing where you've been underestimating yourself. Have you been holding yourself back? Have you been questioning your worth, doubting your ability? Yeah, because Tuesday definitely, it feels like being honest about where fear has made you play smaller than you need to. Okay. Now, Wednesday is focusing really on what needs to be released for you to feel more aligned. Okay. Now, it's interesting because the Three of Pentacles is usually a very positive card. It's about building, teamwork, skill development, recognition, and steady progress, okay? But with that black background, what I'm noticing is that uncertainty around your skills, especially next to the Queen of Wands, doubting your progress. Now, you could be working behind the scenes, but perhaps not feeling like it's enough as well. There could be this fear of judgment or needing, with the Queen of Wands again, external validation. But this card always gives you the feeling of building something in the dark before others can fully see it as well. Now that's some manifestation energy that's going on. It's putting that work in. It's not showing everybody what you're doing, but it's putting that work into it. Like working behind the scenes, definitely. And because it is next to that Queen of Wands reversed, it can definitely feel like connected to self-belief. And what I'm noticing as well when I'm looking at this card actually is that if you look at it, I don't know if I can pick it up with these. I can't wait to take these nails off. If you look at this card, people are still coming for him for his skills. You know, his work is still valued. His effort is still appreciated. So for some of you, if this could feel like releasing that belief that you're, like, just because you're still learning, you're not somehow good enough. And that isn't true, my darling, at all. So Wednesday feels like releasing the need for outside validation and trusting your own process. Keep building, keep working on it, keep improving whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest or make happen or be. Even if you can't fully see the bigger picture just yet, my darling. Okay. Now, Thursday is about what opportunity is asking for your attention right now. And you've got the Six of Swords. So straight away, this feels like movement. And being next to that Five of Pentacles, it feels like the opportunity here is moving yourself out again of this heavier energy. Whether that is actually accepting support, asking for help, changing your environment, shifting to the swords, your mindset, but taking practical steps towards healing, Madeline. Also, another thing that I'm noticing is that the Six of Swords almost feels like it's moving towards the Five of Pentacles. And that is making me question whether some of you are still mentally revisiting a difficult situation, almost staying connected to what's actually hurt you. And the opportunity here feels like choosing to move really beyond it, Madeline. This is a card about transition, healing, calmer waters. Sometimes, Madeline, the greatest opportunity is actually allowing yourself to move on from what has already kind of like taught you what you needed to be taught, yeah? Now, Friday is about what guidance do you need before the weekend begins. And you've got the Justice reversed, okay? Not a nice energy. Because this energy can feel extremely uncomfortable because it's about taking accountability. Justice reversed asks for self-examination. It asks where things feel out of balance. It asks, where perhaps you've been avoiding responsibility or avoiding fully looking at something. And what I'm noticing here is that the card is actually asking you to be really honest with yourself. Are your actions aligning with what you say you want? Are your habits supporting your growth? Or are you certain certain choices kind of keeping you stuck? Yeah, because actually with the Justice reversed, this card really reminds us not to run from what we need facing. We have to face it, we have to own it, we have to correct it, and we have to rebalance it, my darling. So not a comfortable energy, but actually it's very worth it for it to go more in your favour. Now, Saturday is about what should you say yes to this weekend? And you've got the Nine of Swords reversed. So now, this is the card that maybe clock all the those black backgrounds. And because it's reversed, it feels a little bit more positive, okay, towards the end of the week. Now, the Nine of Swords is a card about anxiety, overthinking, fear, intrusive thoughts, and that mental suffering. Now, when it's reversed, it's about releasing those burdens. And with that black background, this feels like deeper fears finally rising so that they can be cleared. Not a comfortable energy to be in, but again, it's helpful, it's necessary. Now, I actually really want to mention this because the Five of Pentacles can sometimes be the energy of like refusing to believe support is there. The Six of Swords is allowing movement and support. And the Nine of Swords reversed feels like finally accepting it, okay? It's accepting that help, accepting the healing, accepting the peace. So as it's about what you should be saying yes to this weekend, I would definitely be saying yes to rest, mental release, healing, nature, journaling, meditation, anything that you can do that helps quiet that mind, okay? Because to me, Saturday feels like choosing really peace over pressure, choosing belief over fear, my darling. And Sunday is, what's Sunday about? It's about what lesson is preparing you for this week ahead. And you've got Temperance reversed, okay? So I want to say this week may come with more lower energy, scattered thoughts, avoidance, burnout, or feeling kind of like emotionally out of sync. But what I'm really noticing by the end of this week, there's awareness of what needs restoring. Because Temperance reverse speaks of imbalance, extremes, impatience, overdoing things, or perhaps focusing, a bit too much on immediate comfort instead of long-term balance. So I feel that the lesson here, it feels like recognizing where your energy has become out of sync, where perhaps you've pushed too hard, ignored yourself, lost balance. And this week is showing you exactly what needs adjusting, okay? How long my darling, it takes is for you to restore that balance is really entirely up to you. But the awareness is there. And I feel that's where real change actually begins for you, my darling. So yeah, doesn't feel like it's a comfortable week, but it definitely feels like it's a necessary week. This week definitely feels like a journey of becoming more aware of where your mindset, confidence and energy may have been like misaligned. But it definitely starts with recognising lack of disconnection, and I feel like it moves through honesty and release by the end of the week, and asks you to consciously restore balance. And I feel like the biggest message I'm noticing here is that it's really important to be honest about where you've been doubting yourself, release the need for outside validation, choose peace over that mental pressure, and pay attention to where your energy feels out of balance, my darling. Because what this week is really doing is actually showing you what needs to shift so you can move forward in more of a stronger alignment. Okay, I wish you all the best. Bye bye.